Turning Red is here, but it's not your typical Pixar movie. Does it break some of the company's established rules? And if it does, is that even really a bad thing? Turning Red may not be one of the best Pixar movies ever, but it has a powerful message that stands among the greats. Here's the thing though, Turning Red doesn't feel like what we're used to with Pixar. Why? Because of how surprisingly specific its perspective is. We follow a 13-year-old Chinese girl, Mei Lee, who lives in Toronto, Canada in the early 2000s. Her transformations into a red panda are obviously meant to be puberty. That's what she's going through. Checking all the boxes of Mei's identity is something that not a lot of people can identify with, which begs the question, was the audience for Turning Red too specific? Was this movie appealing to only a small group of people? Long story short, no.
Overachieving dork narc. I accept and embrace all labels.
This is different than other Pixar movies, but that's a good thing. In the past, Pixar stories generally appealed to universal audiences. Toy Story is about growing up with toys and what happens when you don't need them anymore. Monsters, Inc. was about the fear of monsters and the unknown, again, what most of us have been through. WALL-E is about the entire human race getting lazier and relying on technology. It's a problem for everyone. Inside Out is about the complex nature of feelings, something we all have. I could keep going here, but I think you get the idea. Turning Red breaks the rule of being for everyone, but there's a good reason for that. This is a deeply personal story from the heart of director Domee Shi. She brought her own life experience to Mei's Red Panda adventure. Of course, not everyone is Chinese, or a young girl going through puberty, or someone living in Canada, but she was all of those things. She got to share her personal story with the world, and it's a perspective we don't get to hear about much. Not only that, but this personal nature also feels unique in the topics it handles. Seriously, when was the last time we got a massive animated movie that dives into puberty and generational trauma at the same time? Producer Lindsay Collins talked about this during an interview. Did you have any producer worries about how audiences may react to these very real and yet somehow still taboo topics? No, not really. I think I was laughing too. I thought it was always handled with so much of a sweetness to it, or like an innocence to it. It is a mom struggling, trying to be a good mom in that moment of like, let's talk about it. Knowing full well she doesn't want to talk about it. The daughter doesn't want to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about it. The dad is backed out of the room, wanting no part of it. And I think that fumbling is because as much as you're like, oh hey yeah, I'm going to be more evolved. I'm going to talk about it with great sensitivity and a matter-of-factness. You stumble your way through it. I don't want to make this worse. I'm just trying to make it better. And invariably you stumble into it and make it totally worse by trying to be delicate with it. So I just thought it had so much truth to it that I was like, there's no way that an audience is going to see this as inappropriate. It's such an honest and funny portrayal of a moment that we've all gone through at least once, if not twice, or once on either side. Even when not everyone can relate to Mei, we all have stories about growing up, about changing, and dealing with things about us that aren't perfect. Turning Red's perspective feels like a limiting one at first, but that's also what makes it special. By letting Domee Shi tell her personal story, we get to step in someone else's shoes and understand what they've been through. Domee had the freedom to make the movie exactly how she wanted, with a lot of things from the original pitch, making it into the final version. It's the kind of Pixar story that's different, but refreshing. Turning Red feels like the start of a new era, and I'm curious where they're gonna go next.
But anyway, that's all for this video. Subscribe for more awesome cartoon videos. Give a thumbs up and comment below, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.